I asked a bunch of my friends on TikTok to give me lots of questions about Southampton, and I'm going to be answering them in today's video. Questions such as, will Southampton get promoted back to the Premier League? Will we go and beat Man City in the semi-finals of the FA Cup? And which Southampton players will stay or go next season? Are three of the questions that I'll be answering in today's video. Before we get into the video, guys, please be sure to hit a like button and subscribe to this channel. We are on the road to 400 subscribers, and for the likes, let's see if we can get to about 30 likes on today's video. I know you all can do it, so please be sure to hit the like button. And yeah, subscribing is completely free. You don't have to pay monthly or anything. All you do is click the red button, and then you've joined the fan base. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. Right then, guys, so on TikTok, if you haven't followed me on TikTok already, please be sure to go and follow my TikTok page and my Instagram and my Twitter account. They're all linked in the description. So on TikTok, I did a video asking people to comment some questions that I could answer in the video, and we've got about 9 questions to get through. So this is going to be a long video, and hopefully I can answer all of them in the best detail I can. Okay, starting off with the first question by two people commented the same question, so I'm going to put both of them in this video. But this question is from one of my friends, George, aka Leo Cienza _ 1885. 1885 is when Southampton was born, so really happy that he included that in his username. And also a guy called TG Darts, and the question is, if we go up, what position do you think we finish in the Premier League? So obviously this is referring to if we go up through the playoffs or automatics, if we are lucky enough to get second place. Now with this question, I think it all depends on what we do in the summer. We really need to try and replicate what Sunderland and Leeds have done. So Sunderland have gone up through the playoffs. They've got the lowest budget of them, Leeds and Burnley. So they've pretty much had to spend the most. And they've done it the right way. They've went out, bought all the players that they really needed in order to stay up in the Premier League. And so far this season, it is paying off. Sorry, guys, if you can hear that, that's a helicopter coming out outside my house right now. But yeah, Sunderland's business in the summer has really paid off. They've done really, really well this season. Done a double over Newcastle. You know what? Come on, Sunderland have a much lower budget than Newcastle at the moment, and they've went and done a double over them because they've done the business right in the summer. So yeah, if we are able to do what Sunderland did, then that'll be brilliant, because it means that we have a real good chance of staying up. Leeds, on the other hand, they didn't really spend like a bunch of money. They just basically spent the money on the positions they needed. So, they've kept most of the players that they had last season, and what's actually showing is that all the players at Leeds are showing that they wanted to be in the Premier League because they're giving the Premier League a really good go. They went and beat Man United at Old Trafford yesterday. When was the last time they went and beat Man United at Old Trafford? Just shows what the business needs to look like if you go up. And obviously, last season, Southampton paid a really hefty price for that, last 12 points, because their Sports Republic just didn't buy the players that we really needed. They more so guessed what we needed, if that makes sense, buying the likes of Sugawara, I don't know, players like... I can't remember who we bought last season. That's how bad it was last season. Seguara is now on loan this season at Werder Bremen, and Werder Bremen aren't doing that great either. So it's like they're just chucking a load of cash for no reason, just guessing of who we need. This season they've definitely clamped down on that. They've definitely spent the money better, not just because we're in the Championship, but they actually looked at the positions that we needed, bringing in the likes of Cienza, Caspianda, Larin, etc. Really strengthening all the positions that we needed in order to do well in the Championship. So they need to do they need to do the same thing when we go back, if we go back up into the Premier League. So the Premier League, we can all we can all dream, can't we, by getting the highest we can in the Premier League. And the Premier League is a whole different kettle of fish. The Premier League is like 10 times harder than a Championship. And, we have shown this season that we can go toe to toe with teams. We beat Fulham, beat Arsenal. Like in a couple of weeks' time, we'll have a real good test against Man City. So it really all depends. Can we do the business right in the summer? I'm going to go and say 17th. If we can get the business right in the summer, then I think 17th is a really good shout. But if we're not careful and we don't spend the money wisely, like we should be, then there's a good chance that we can have the same sort of season as last season and just completely flop. But I'm going to go ahead and say that we do actually spend the money correctly this time and we get 17th. Okay, so the next question is by another person that really likes Leo Cienza. This is from Leo Cienza, Best in the World. Their question is, will we get Larin and Perez for next season? I hope so. I really hope so, because those two have been really good this season, especially Perez. We bought him in January and already he's made a massive impact. In my eyes, he's better than Lumley, Bazunu and McCarthy combined. All three of those goalkeepers make mistake after mistake after mistake. They don't really defend their box really well. But Perez, on the other hand, he's been really good this season. He's really been there when we've needed him. That save against Coventry, potentially save of the season, He's done really, really well since he's come in, so I really hope we do get him in the summer. Lauren, on the other hand, he's a real handful, isn't he? He's come in January as well, Canadian striker, and for me, he's really impressed. I was really nervy about him at the beginning with all the chances he's missed overseas. His stats just didn't really look that promising. And it looks as though it was going to be like another Southampton thing where you just go out, buy a player, and they just don't do very well. But no, Lauren has really impressed me. He scored his debut goal against Watford, and since then he's just really shone really well. He's a real handful, holds the ball up well. Sometimes he is like a trampoline where the ball just bounces off him like he was against Fulham, but overall, he's just really, really good. He was a handful against Arsenal, he was a handful against Derby. So I hope we do keep them both, especially Perez. If Southampton don't go out and try and get Perez in the summer, then that's a real big mistake. That could really cost us next season. I think Perez will be so pivotal for us next season if we go up. And Perez, I think he said that he'd be happy to stay. And some people say that it's probably depends on if you go up. If that is the case, and if we stay down, I don't think we get him. But if that isn't the case, then I really hope we get Perez, especially because we need a goalkeeper like that, especially if we go up to the Premier League, and we need a really good goalkeeper in order to keep all the shots out, especially if we're going up against the likes of Haaland, Ekitike, the likes of Gyökeres, Sesko, etc. We really need to be on that A game if we go up to the Premier League, and we need to buy the right players. So I think Perez and Lauren will be good additions for us next season if we get them. And I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that Southampton are going to go out and try and get them both. So yeah, my answer to that is yes, we will get Lauren and Perez next season. Okay, next question is from a username called Char or Char. Don't know if I pronounce that. If I pronounce that wrong, I do apologise. They are asking, who's your favourite player? My favourite Southampton player is, no surprise, it's Leo Cienza. Absolutely love the guy. He's really turned our season around really, really well. He's really become a fan favourite since he come in. Before he came in, none of us knew exactly who he was. We were just like, who on earth is this guy? We hope he's good. But since he's joined us, he's been fantastic, really, really good. Loves the way he cuts in the side, loves the way he takes his player on, loves how he tries to shoot for the goal whenever he needs to. Just really love his all-round play. I think he's a fantastic player. I really hope we keep him in the summer, and yeah, really love Cienza. So my favourite player is Leo Cienza. Okay, next question comes from a username called PC1. They're asking, do you think Sheffield Wednesday, made Shea Charles the player he is now? So obviously he's talking about when Southampton loaned Shea Charles out on loan last season when we were in the Premier League to Sheffield Wednesday. And I'm going to say yes. I think Sheffield Wednesday did make Shea Charles a player he is now. I just think that if we didn't loan him out, where would he be now? Would he still be struggling? Would he ever have ever gotten to this position? He was under Danny Roll when Danny Roll was still at Sheffield Wednesday, and obviously Danny Roll used to have a managerial role at Southampton. So obviously he probably wanted to make Shea Charles as good as he can, not just for Sheffield Wednesday, but just in case Southampton wanted to keep hold of Shea Charles. And I've been really impressed with Shea Charles. I think he was one of Sheffield Wednesday's best players last season, and quite clearly he's transferred his performances last season over to us now, and I'm really liking Shea Charles, especially all the goals that he scored for us. All the goals that he scored this season have been really good. 3 goals, but he scored an absolute really crucial goal against Leicester. That goal that got us the win after being 3-0 down against Leicester. He scored a fantastic goal against Oxford, potentially goal of the season. If that one doesn't win goal of the season, then I'm lost for words. And obviously he scored the winning goal against Arsenal to get us that trip to Wembley. So yeah, really liking Shea Charles, and I'm going to say yes, I do think Sheffield Wednesday did make Shea Charles the player he is now, because like I said, if we didn't loan him out, where would he be now? Where would Sheffield Wednesday be now if it wasn't for the likes of Shea Charles? But yeah, overall, I'm going to say yes. I think Sheffield Wednesday did help Shea Charles get to where he is now. Okay, the next question is from my good friend Josh. Shout out to Josh. Hope you're well. I hope you and your family are well. He is asking. Josh Lester is a Nottingham Forest fan, by the way, so he really likes Southampton. Hates Derby because obviously he's a Forest fan. And yeah, his question is: if Southampton get promoted, who do you think should stay and who do you think will go? That's a really difficult question because it all depends if we do get promoted or not. If we don't get promoted, then I think a lot of the squad will go. But if we get promoted, I think we have a better chance of keeping most of our current squad. I think what Southampton need to try and do if we get promoted next season is try and keep the players that helped us get to that position, and try and get rid of the players that didn't really help us very much. Especially the players that we loaned out, players that haven't really played that much. Like the likes of Joshua Kwasi, I do like him. I think he does need a bit more game time. I love his pace. We specifically bought the guy because of his pace. He reached. I think it was 37.4 kilometers, which was insane. But yeah, ever since he hasn't really played that much this season, but I can see why. His passing isn't that great, but his pace is important for us. So I really hope he does play a bit more game time this season, if not next season. But if we have to let him go, then I'll be sad for him because he didn't play that much this season. But it'll be understandable because you don't want to have a player that hasn't played very much this season. You much rather have a player that's played every single game for you, such as Howard Bellish, Jack Stevens, James Bree, Nathan Wood, etc. So I think we'll have a better chance of keeping the likes of Howard Bellish, Jack Stevens, and Nathan Wood than we would with Joshua Kwasi. When it comes to wingers, hopefully we keep the likes of Leo Cienza, hopefully we keep the likes of Yanda, etc. The only one that I could potentially see going is probably the likes of Yanda. I don't know why. Maybe a club from Germany might come back in for him, etc. He did have like a apparent rumour that he didn't really enjoy it here, which I found out was a bit of a lie, a real bit of a lie, because Tonda Eckert did say that Castellana is enjoying it at Southampton, so which is a real big positive. So yeah, I don't know who we should let go. I hope we keep the majority of the people that help us get promoted. But if some of them have to go, then fine. Just hope that Southampton replace them well. It's really important that you replace the good players that you let go, because otherwise you're going to be in the position like we were last season and absolutely fail and get relegated quite early in the Premier League. So yeah. So my answer to that question is Who do you think should stay? And that, for me, should be the players that help us get promoted. Who do you think will go? The players that just haven't been playing for us this season. So, yeah, that's my answer, Josh. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, that's my answer to that question. Next, we're moving on to two people that I've got two questions. So the first one comes from Matchday Steve. Hope you're doing well, Steve. Hope you're really enjoying doing all your vlogs, all your videos for your channel, and I hope your channel is doing well too. So his first question is, who has been your stand-up player this season? So obviously I'm going to have to say Leo Cienza. Ever since he's come in, he's made a real big impact to our squad. The way he cuts inside, the way he takes the people, his player on. He's just completely different to what we have had over the years. We haven't had a player like Leo Cienza in about 5-6 years. So I think him being in the squad has really helped us believe that we can become a better team again. And yeah, Leo Cienza has been there when we've needed him the most. Whenever he comes on, whenever he starts, all the fans cheer him. All the fans love him because we all know what we're going to get with Leo Cienza. He's either going to take his player on or he's going to shoot whenever he needs to. So I think Leo Cienza has been the stand-up player for me. Another big honourable mention I'm going to have to give to likes of Cameron Bragg, youngster, but he's absolutely shone for us this season. Ever since he's come into the starting 11, or ever since he started his senior career here, he's been so good. He's been so crucial for us. Never gives the ball away. He really helps the team drive forward and creates lots of goals for us. But overall, I think our stand-up player has Leo Cienza. Really liked him, and I think he's a fantastic player, and we need to keep him. Okay, so Matchday Steve's second question is, do you think Southampton will be able to keep hold of Leo Cienza next season? I think this all depends if we go up or not. I think if we don't go up, I don't think we'll keep hold of him. If we go up, then we've got a chance. We've got a chance to keep hold of him. I think Southampton do need to start being a bit more strict with who they let go. I do think they need to start saying that, these players aren't for sale, just like other clubs are saying, because, we all know how easy Southampton let go of their players. We let lots of players go really, really easily, and that's just really hurt us in the long run. So hopefully when we go up, Leo Cienza is not for sale, but if he is, then hopefully we keep hold of him. I heard that the likes of Leeds, Palace, Brighton are all really interested in him, so hopefully we do keep him. And I think we will. It just doesn't make sense to me. I know it's up to the player and it's up to their choice, but it just doesn't make sense to me when if we go up, why would you want to move from a club to another club that's already in the same league as you? How would you feel? How would you then feel if that player then scores against you? It's going to be like, oh, we really shouldn't have got rid of him, should we? Yeah, I'm going to say that Southampton will keep hold of Leo Cienza, but it all depends on who comes in for him, and it all depends on what Southampton and Leo Cienza do with that contract. So, yeah, hopefully we keep hold of him, and I'm going to say, yes, we will keep hold of Leo Cienza next season. Okay, two more questions. The other person that's got two more questions is called SSC Edits. Really like this guy, really enjoy watching his videos on TikTok. If you haven't seen his videos yet, go check him out. He does really, really good videos. He edits so many Southampton videos, and they are really, really good. His first question is, will Tom Fellows score this season for Saints? Good question. That's a very good question. So Tom Fellows hasn't scored a single goal for us this season, and this season he's been more used as a player that would take someone on and get assists. He's never really been used as a player to score goals this season. So although in the past couple of games he has been trying to score a goal now, he got very close against Derby where he just headed it over the bar. If he headed the ball a bit lower, he probably would have gotten his first goal. But yeah, I think if he keeps trying like he is, I think he will eventually get a goal. But obviously, if he keeps blazing it over the bar or hitting the post, he's not really going to get a goal, is he? But I'm going to believe in him. I'm going to say that he will score a goal eventually, but it's just a matter of when. When is he going to score his first goal? I think if the players keep passing the ball to him when he's in a good position, then I think he will have a good chance of scoring the goal. But obviously, he just needs to keep the ball down a little bit, doesn't he, and aim a bit better. But yeah, I'm going to say yes. I'm going to believe in Tom Phillips and say that he is going to score a goal for us this season. He just needs to believe in himself a bit more. Maybe he'll score today against Blackburn. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to say yes. I think he will eventually score a goal for us. And the final question comes from SFC Edits, and it's probably the most important question of the video so far. It's, will we beat Man City? And obviously he's referring to the semi-final of the FA Cup, where we go and play Man City at Wembley. And my honest answer to that is, I don't know. I really don't know. It all depends on how Southampton set up for that day and how seriously we take it. You know, we've already granted our request to have our yellow FA Cup shirt there, or to wear it at Wembley. And if that's happening, right, you'd think that they're going to take it seriously and go all in against Man City. But at the end of the day, it's Man City. For me, based on this season, based off their performances, the difference between Arsenal and City is that Arsenal take it easy on teams. They go really lightly. You know, Arsenal have the quality to really run through teams, but for some reason they're just not. Man City, they don't care, bro. They'll just run through teams no matter who you are. You know, they scored 10 against Exeter. You know, Exeter were on the end of Man City's thrashing, unfortunately for them. So it all depends on what Man City we get and if our defenders can really keep out their attackers. So it's not our attackers that I'm worried about. It's our defenders. You know, can likes of Manning won't be able to play that day because he is suspended. But it's like, can Wellington defend against Semenyo? Can Howard Bellis and Stevens and Wood, can they defend against Haaland? Can James Bree keep Doku out? That's my honest question there. And obviously, I'm a Southampton fan. I want to go all the way and win the FA Cup. You know, level with Pompey on FA Cups. Get our second FA Cup in the bell. 50 years, you know, if you're wearing a shirt that you've worn 50 years ago and it's your 50th year anniversary, then you probably want to go all the way and win it again. But yeah, I'm a Southampton fan. I want us to go all the way, and I'm going to say, yes, we will be Man City, but that's not with any confidence. So yeah, guys, that wraps up my Southampton questions for today's videos. Hope you guys enjoyed my answers. I hope I answered all the questions in the best detail I can, and I hope you guys all understand what I said in this video. But yeah, guys, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day at St. Mary's tomorrow. If you're today, I meant if you're a Southampton fan, I won't be there today because I'm working tonight and I won't be able to be at the game in time in order to see it. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a good day today. I'm going to go with a 4-0 win to Saints against Blackburn today. Hopefully we can replicate what we did a couple of seasons ago when we played Blackburn here. But then Blackburn have been good recently. So they haven't lost in a while, so it's going to be a difficult game. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys will have a fantastic day. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.